Hello, my amazing friends. Today is February 20th of 2024, and this video is all about, hang on one second. Should have done this sooner. I gotta hide those captions. Okay, this video is building upon the intention wheel, and what I call this is the intention wheel formula. And it's not just for the use with your intention wheel. You can use this for any of your intentions or affirmations or anything that you're wanting to create in your life. So I shared the whole video series of who do I have to become in order to have the experiences that I want to have, and the intention wheel ties in with that. And now all of this kind of ties all of that together. So we're just going to dive right in. And in case you're new here, my name is Kimberly Jo Height. I am your favorite empowerist. I do coaching for personal development, and I do so many other things. You can find all of that in my bio or the descriptions below. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. You may want to pause this and go grab a pen and paper, or you can just save this video. And of course, if you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, the bell notification, so that you get notifications when I create new videos. And of course, any likes, loves, all of that's much appreciated. And if you have questions, please comment below. I will respond to them. I make it a point to make sure that I check in with you guys. And if anybody has any questions, that's not a full-on coaching session, I will respond. So, okay, let's dive in. Hopefully you grab some piece of paper or your journal and a pen. All right. So there are 8 things that I want to cover when I'm talking about the formula for your intention wheel. So the first one we're going to cover, and I'll go ahead and give you the list of what they all are. The first one is present tense. The second one is using positive language. The third one is emotionally powerful and authentic. The fourth one is a spirit or attitude of gratitude. The fifth one is really getting down to what it is that you truly desire, what your true intention is. And then number 6 is eliminating judgment that you have. And then 7 is infinite possibilities. And then finally, 8 is upgrading as you evolve and you're stepping more into who you have to become in order to have the experiences that you want to have. So let's dive in. Number 1, present tense. I'm sure you may have heard this before. If you haven't, I want to go ahead and make sure that I'm covering it in case you are new and this is all new material for you. So present tense is what it sounds like. You want to describe your intention as if it's the current reality, like it's already happened. And you want to write the outcome of the intention in the present tense form. So you visualize, you act as if, all of those things as if it's present tense, because the universe works in the present moment. You know, you're proclaiming what it is that you want right now in this moment when you state your intention. And you also have to have a little bit of faith. And I'm not talking about, I mean, most people, when they think of faith, they think of religion. I'm just talking about faith in something that you can't see yet, but you trust that it's coming. And so I'm sure at some point in your life that you have had some sort of faith or trust that everything's going to work out. And if you haven't, this is a great time to start practicing that as you start evolving and stepping in and becoming who more you want to be, that everything just works out for your greatest and highest good. Okay, so that's the first step. And then the second step, which I'm going to create more videos. Again, I kind of bounce around. If you guys have been here long enough, you know I tend to squirrel, but I always follow what's inspired and what intuitively I feel like the video needs to be made right now. So I've talked about the power of your words, the power of language. And so positive language is so important when you are creating your intentions, your affirmations, and you want to use positive language. And so I just want to iterate here that the universe doesn't understand like no or I don't want, like the don'ts, the no's, but the universe doesn't understand that. So if you can take out those words, then you're going to get what you want a whole lot quicker because the universe doesn't understand. So I'll give you an example. I made notes, so let me go back to my example there. So let's say that you no longer want to be in, you're thinking about your debt and you've got some credit cards you want to pay off. So if you write down, I am no longer in debt, When you include the word debt, that communicates the vibration of lack. Plus, even though it's prefaced with the no longer, the universe doesn't understand that. So all the universe is hearing is I am in debt. So you don't want to put, even though you're trying to make it a positive, there's actually a negative energy behind it. And so you want to use positive language. So you could write something instead of like, I have an abundance of money. I love how easy it is to pay all of my investments. Do you see the energetic shift there? So positive language is very important. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is emotionally powerful and being authentic. And what does that mean? So we can use whatever words we want, but we want to use words that activate our heart and elicit this emotional response within us. And I want you to write this down. Emotion is energy in motion. Emotion is energy in motion. So emotion puts your intentions into this motion. So it moves it forward. So when you have a particular emotion attached to what you're saying, it actually carries a particular vibrational frequency. And when it's positive, it just goes out into the universe, whether it's positive or negative. We all are vibrating or putting out an energy, whether it's positive or negative, depends on you. So when you infuse your intentions with this high vibration or this high frequency of emotions like excitement, enthusiasm, joy, happiness, gratitude, love even is a great one. Love is the most simplest one. When you're coming from those emotions and infusing it with that, you really will resonate more powerfully with what you want. And that's the frequency or the vibration that you're going to put out. So ideally, all of your intentions should include emotions of love. And then of course you want to add in those other feelings. But honestly, love it's the most simple. So I know we get caught up and I want to feel happy, I want to feel joy, and those are all wonderful, but it all comes back to love. So it's not just enough to add emotional words to your intention or your statement or your affirmation. So you need to envision yourself actually achieving what it is you're intending or the experience that you want to have. And most importantly, to feel those emotions. And then it just rises to the surface because those emotions, again, it's putting your intention in motion. So your subconscious also doesn't know the difference between what's, imagination and reality. So you can make an imagined intention emotionally convincing, and your subconscious mind, it won't know the difference. So let me give you an example of what it looks like if you're not bringing the emotion to the intention. So let's say you're saying the affirmation of, I love my life, right? I love my life. It's wonderful. Isn't it wonderful? I love my life. Can you see or feel the vibration of that? Now let me try it again. I love my life. My life is amazing. Isn't it wonderful? Everything I want comes to me so easily. So I've shifted my energy, and something else that I will point out here is I smiled. Smiling shifts your vibration or your frequency almost instantly. All you have to do is smile. And when you put a little bit more emotion or energy behind the statements that you're making and you're using positive language, oh my gosh, your frequency and your vibration that you're emitting out into the universe is going to bring it back to you so much faster. And I'll give you another example. So, and I may have shared this before, but I have a client, I won't say her name, and we're talking about she kept going to look for a job. And she was like, every time she got on the computer, she was like, yeah, I'm going to go look for jobs again. Yeah, I have to go look for jobs again. I don't want to go look for jobs again. I'm tired of looking for jobs on the internet. So do you see how the energy that comes across? It's a low frequency, it's a low vibe. And actually she's coming at it, doing an intentional activity of looking for a job with this vibration of, I don't want to, right? So instead, you could actually like psych yourself up. And it's almost like you're tricking yourself, but it actually will have a positive response in all things that you do, but pump yourself up. So you can be like, yes, I'm getting on the computer. I'm going to look for jobs and it feels so much fun. And I'm so excited. My perfect job is out there. It's coming to me. I just know it. So do you see the energetic shift there? So again, bringing your emotions into whatever it is that your statements are, your intentions or affirmations is important. All right. So that's number 3. Moving on to step 4, a spirit or attitude of gratitude. Some people bypass this. And I just want to iterate here that, again, only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Maybe you're beyond some of this and maybe you're just new to this. And nothing that I say is written in stone. I'm a rebel by nature. And so I like to bend the rules when it comes to how energy works and what I have to do and how I have to do it. So take what I'm sharing with you and incorporate it in your life in a way that works for you. If it's still not working, then come back to the material and say, okay, what was I resisting, or am I ready to hear this now? So again, take what resonates. But an attitude of gratitude, I feel, is probably one of the most important steps, because when you are grateful, you are heart-centered and you're sending out a frequency or vibration of appreciation and love. So that comes back to you. Everything we put out comes back to us. So keep that in mind. And the other thing that I want to state about gratitude is, don't sit down and write a list of I'm grateful for, and then just fill it in and do it. Let's just be honest. Let's just cut the bullshit. Don't do it half-assed. If you're going to have an attitude of gratitude, have an attitude of gratitude. Use the things I just talked about, where the power of your language and the emotions behind it. So when you're doing your gratitude or your attitude of gratitude list, or you're saying it out loud, or you're writing it down, or anything, or you're just connected to the heart center and you're just really, you take a breath and you say each thing you're grateful for, do it that way versus doing it the half-assed way. Because again, your energy doesn't lie. I don't care. You could tell me something, and if your energy doesn't match what you're saying, then it's not truthful to a certain degree, or it's not the energy that you want it to be. So I'm going to trust the energy before I trust what the statement is a lot of times how I show up in my life. So if you're coming with that attitude of gratitude of like, then don't do it. Do it when you have the time to commit. And it really just take a minute a day. It doesn't have to be 24 hours a day, this attitude of gratitude. And another way that you can do this is show appreciation to other people in your life. I appreciate that you did the dishes today, or I appreciate your help in this matter. Share it with other people. It's not just about you. So take that attitude of gratitude, put some emotion behind it, and smile when you do it. I really feel that that's important. It just really opens up the heart and the energy of love and abundance, and you're just readying yourself to receive what it is that you want. So that's my spiel on step 4, spirit or attitude of gratitude. Now, step 5, which you kind of started when you started the intention wheel, or any intention that you're doing, but what do you truly desire? And what I mean by this is, there's an essential element of becoming a successful creator, knowing what you really want. And sometimes you have to start somewhere. And sometimes you don't always know exactly what it is that you want, but you're evolving and moving towards it. So your desires are actually an expression of your uniqueness, and it's the universe's way of experiencing life through you. So you want to have this connection with yourself so that you can get to what it is that you truly desire. And it's not about, when I say what you truly desire, you have to take out the other people in your life. It's not what your parents want for you. It's not what your friends want for you, your siblings, your spouse, your significant other, your coworkers, your boss. It's not about any other person. It's about you. What's within you? What is your heart's desire? And sometimes we're afraid, or we don't actually know, or we're afraid to ask for something. I'll give you an example of this. Some people I have found through coaching, they have a really hard time saying, like, I want more money, because we've been taught that it's greedy or selfish to want more money, right? And again, this is just an example, but that is something within your heart's desire to have more money. And now I'm going to give you a tool to help you dive deeper, because that's kind of a blanket statement. But what you want to honor that. And we'll get to the next step in just a moment. But what you truly desire is important. So I want you to ask yourself this question and act as if you're like a child. Pretend like you're a child. Try to go back and find that inner child and answer the questions as if you were a child. Might take some practice, because as adults, we get kind of stuck in our ways, right? But you want to be playful and let go of the cares of the world and the people who dictate how you're supposed to get what you want or why you want what you want. So here's the question: what do I really want? And this may change at different times in your life, okay? But the key is to answer it as fully and as authentically as you can from this moment right now. And then once you ask that question, and I'll be doing a video about this, but you're going to ask more questions. So let's use the money example again. I want more money. Well, why do you want more money? Well, if I had more money, I would be less stressed. Well, why do you want to be less stressed? Well, if I was less stressed, then maybe I wouldn't snap at my kids so often. And if I didn't snap at my kids so often, then, I would feel a little bit more calm. And so, okay, so why do you want to be more calm? And you just keep it's almost like you're a detective or an investigator. So you start with why you want more money, and then you just keep asking more questions until you get to what I call the root desire is. And it might take some time, and you may not figure it out right away. And that's where you just have to let that go. And that's where we come to step number 6. So that ties it up for step number 5. What do you truly desire? And then step number 6 is eliminate the judgment. So often we judge what it is that we want, and we allow others to judge what it is that we want. Like, we ask for everybody else's opinion when at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. So you want to honor your heart's true desire and trust that it's for your greatest, highest good, not just for you, but for all involved. Don't judge anything your heart reveals as its aim, because you want to allow your heart to just playfully and be totally fulfilled, right? That's what we desire. Is we want our desires. We want to have the experiences that we want to have, and we're allowed to have them. You're allowed to have them. There's no ranking system for how worthy your intention is. We've been taught that there is, but there isn't. Life is basically a holistic process, and all of our intentions are part of the same perfect wholeness that you are. So that's eliminating judgment. That's an important one, and I think that's one where people get kind of hung up on. We judge what we want and why we can't have it, or we tell ourselves why we can't have it, or we allow others to tell us why we can't have it. So if you can eliminate judgment, that's an important step. Step number 7, infinite possibility. You want to write your intentions or say them out loud or create them with the idea that there's infinite possibilities, okay? You don't want to squash your intentions down to fit into some little box or your current situation. A lot of times when we write affirmations about things that we desire the experience, we're coming from either the past, from a memory of what we think that will give us, and also maybe what we think it would give us if we actually got there. So it's kind of, you're too far in the future, too far in the past. And so we don't leave space for the infinite possibilities to occur, because we attach to the form of how it has to show up and what that could be. So you want to write your intentions in a way that will cause your consciousness to grow into the fulfillment of having the desire. So here's what happens. You want to recognize your limiting beliefs. And how do you do that? So one of the things that, if you have a doubt that you can't have what you want, or limitations, it usually begins with a but. And they often relate to like not having enough money, not having enough time, not having enough energy, and so on. So here's what you want to do. There's 2 steps here. The first one would be, like, let's say you want more money. What would you do, or ask yourself this question: what would I do if money were not an object, or like not an issue? Or what would I do if I knew that I wouldn't fail? Or what would I do if I had more time, or if I had enough time, or time wasn't, an object of consideration? what would you do? And then the second thing is to catch yourself. So I want more money, but I have to work hard to get it. Anything that comes after a but in a sentence is usually a shitty story, a limiting belief, or some sort of statement that you've taken on is that that's your belief. Like it's almost like it's a fact. When actually what you need to do is anything that comes after a but, you need to catch that, write it down, and then ask yourself, is this what I want to be true? Is this what I believe? Is this what I'm creating? Do I want to create more of that? And then pick all of that information and create the affirmation or the intention, and really just stop saying but. And again, we're human, you guys. So it's not going to happen overnight. I still say but after things, but I catch myself. I've been doing it for a while. But anytime you say a statement with a but and then a statement after it, the statement after it is usually a limiting belief. So, okay. But anyway, the bottom line is when you're writing your intention, it's just this. You use your heart. You don't let your head tell you what it is and what is not possible. So just be open to the universe, because the universe is just far more powerful than your limiting conditioning is. So, or your way of thinking. Okay. And then last but not least, step number 8, you want to upgrade as you evolve. So what does that mean? When you're writing your intentions or you're creating your intentions or your affirmations or mantras and incantations, they will be more, in the beginning, they will be more powerful when they are concrete and detailed. But don't be attached to the details, okay? And that's where people get tripped up. They're like, well, someone says I need to be very detailed, and then someone else says, let go of the details. In the very beginning, you're going to have the details, but eventually it's having details, but letting go of the form. And I know that's a really confusing concept. In the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that to really just hopefully you guys will get that, what that looks like. So you can be detailed, but also allow yourself to be open and curious. The universe will surprise you by delivering something to you that looks quite different than what you actually imagined it would be. And you're also going to adapt and improve your intentions as time goes on, as time passes, because as the time goes on and you're shifting into becoming who you want to become or who you have to become to have the experiences that you want, it's just kind of a given that you're going to evolve as well. So, and there's nothing that's written in stone, right? So it's actually written in energy. So, and energy is malleable. So you can change it, shift it, form it. And so again, it's just allow yourself to be open to infinite possibilities and allowing your judgments to let them go. And as you start doing that, and as you start catching those limiting beliefs, you're going to start evolving into being the person who has the experiences they want to have. And so be gentle with yourself, and intentions, they're also like just you're having a conversation with yourself, and with the universe. It's like this ever expanding dialogue. So it's very dynamic. You just want to let it flow. So those are the 8 steps to the intention wheel formula. And it's not just for the intention wheel. You guys can use this in any part of your life. If I went over that too fast, I apologize, but please comment down below if there's anything that I can help you with. If this resonated with you, let me know. In the meantime, as always, you are amazing. I'm sending you lots of love, light, really big hugs. And don't forget, let your light shine brightly. I'll see you guys soon.